Go.
Go. Hello. Welcome to the Unplanned, Unprepared, and Unpredictable podcast where maybe we should change the name.
What?
Where your
All
hosts
of a
are.
sudden?
No, I mean, yes. Well, yes and no. Where your hosts are. I'm just getting tired of doing this. We need, there has to be some sort of, like change. It feels too routine. Unplanned, unprepared, unpredictable podcast where your hosts are unplanned and your podcast is unprepared and your conversations are unpredictable.
Yeah. I did change
Uh,
it. Hey,
uh,
do call it whatever you want. Hey, welcome to the Whatever We Want podcast, where we
oh,
say whatever we want.
I think that's
Oh,
catchier.
www. Whatever we want.
That's a lot catchier. Wait, is it too late to rebrand?
No, let's do it.
But
I'm all
how?
for it.
How?
What do you mean?
Whatever we want podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what's another try it one more time. What's because whatever podcast?
I think there doesn't that exist already?
It probably does, right? The whatever
Yeah.
podcast. Hold on.
Yeah.
The whatever podcast. Oh yeah, the what anyone else listen to the whatever podcast? By whom?
Hmm.
Who are the cast members? L- Lou and L co-host, Aries Spears, Joe Torre. I don't know. I've never heard
Oh,
of him.
Aries Spears? Oh, dang, that's a huge podcast
Really?
then.
Who are these people?
Aries Spears, he used to be a cast member of Mad TV. He does all the impressions like of
Mad
rappers. He does
TV? Of
yeah.
rappers?
Yeah, he does the impression of like Jay-Z, DMX.
Oh, this is where they hate on OnlyFans girls. Huh?
Oh,
Wait, right?
yeah.
The whatever
I have no idea.
podcast?
I've never heard it.
I've seen this background before, and they basically just hate on things. That's
Okay.
that's all I've ever seen, and it's basically like arguing with OnlyFans girls why they're ruining their lives.
Huh.
But oh, you want to talk about that, or is there stuff you want to talk about? All right, okay,
No, no, you go
we
for
can
it.
we can
Let's talk about the thing.
we can come back to that. Come back to
Okay.
OnlyFans girls. All right, comments and current events. I don't think anybody comments anymore. Hey,
Dude, our podcast dying? We're past the peak. The peak of our popularity has is gone.
or the competition's just much higher nowadays, or content like long form. Are we a long form content? Maybe long form content is just not desirable anymore.
You know, but our actual podcast, we get like 2 listens per episode.
Yeah, that's
The
my point because nobody clicks on podcasts. They just
I know,
want uh
but no one's commenting on the shorts either. That was our bread and butter.
so I actually maybe we got to be more provocative because like to get people angry online because if we want interaction because I usually don't comment
Hmm.
especially on
Unless you're
a
mad.
well that but also on a podcast unless there's a lot of people already arguing. How do we get people arguing? That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know.
What about
Politics.
likes?
Everyone.
I think people are tired of politics. I don't think anybody cares about that right now.
Okay. What about
Hmm.
the Olympics?
I can't even talk about that. I don't. Is it on? Is it going? Oh, you know
Yeah,
what
it's
I
happening.
saw today? That they ran out of condoms at the Olympic camp.
Village.
Dormant,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Hmm.
that's something I don't think about. Like okay, we can talk about that too in a second. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, so no comments were current events. The most important current event here.
Yeah, that
What
the
is the
condom thing is a
most
comment. No.
important current event international? Okay. ChatGPT says intensifying US China strategic competition. The rivalry between the United States and China has become the central force influencing global affairs. Why this is so important? Global security, rising tension over. Wait, what? Okay. Rising tensions over Taiwan, military activity in the South China Sea, expanding alliances, U.S. strengthening Indo-Pacific partnerships, China deepening ties with Russia, and global. Oh, so like people are picking sides. A
Hmm.
conflict in the region would impact the entire world economically and militarily. Wait, that's crazy. Technology and economic control, semiconductor restrictions, AI and military tech competition, trade restrictions, and supply chain. Oh, this is going to be bad for us. This competition affects everything from smartphones to national defense systems. Three, global power shift, challenges to US led global order, expansion to BRICS influence, BRICS, competing visions of
Do you know what BRICS
governance.
is?
No, what's BRICS?
It's like it's an acronym of a
Um,
bunch of countries.
Okay, I'll ask. Many countries are being pressured to align with one side. Dang, drama. Oh my God. Okay. BRICS, BRICS. Whoa, hello. ChatGPT, stop typing. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. That's BRICS.
Hmm.
Brazil, Russia, India, China. So BRICS versus everybody else.
Honestly, if it's BRICS versus the world, who do you think is gonna win?
Well, Brazil, Russia, India, well, India and China, that's pretty strong. South Africa? Russia, that's very strong too. But Brazil and South Africa, are they pretty strong?
I don't know.
Versus
I just
Europe and
population wise,
US? Oh,
it sounds
population.
formidable. Yeah.
But is that how wars are won nowadays with quantity of soldiers? No.
I think it could definitely help.
Will it? Like
I mean,
getting
if
your
Mhm.
troops to foreign like say like China wanted to invade the US. Is that even
Mhm.
possible?
Dude, this is a conversation we had yesterday, or not
Two
yesterday,
weeks
last
ago?
time. Yeah.
Oh no, but that was with illegal immigrants. But I'm talking about like if we started the war and they wanted to come here, like with I don't know 100,000 troops, I don't think they could get anywhere near our shores. Yeah,
So I don't think they would invade as an army. I think they would just send a bunch of people, unassumingly. I mean, that's what I would do, and then just get guns here,
no.
and then
Let's just move
just
on from
do
this because
stuff.
that doesn't make any sense to me. Why anyway? Why would like
Wait,
huh,
why doesn't that make sense?
to
It's
send like illegal immigrants or but through natural like to eventually like 100,000 people
yeah.
illegally? I don't know. Like that just
No, I don't understand
uh,
your perplexion of like you're because you're so it's like such
why?
a. I feel like I'm missing
It
something
makes
because you're
no sense to me to put 100,000 people at the lowest level of society in a country. What influence is that other than
no,
sure,
they're not
maybe
trying to influence.
cultural?
They're trying to infiltrate.
But like with what? What resource? No resources. They gotta
No,
like.
because what do you mean? Why would
What's
they
the
have?
benefit for the country short term?
It's so easy to send resources overseas.
Like money?
Yeah.
But like even if they get money, what are they gonna illegally buy guns? Like how does that help you invade a country or shift power the power balance?
Wait, like yeah, illegally purchasing arms or like just brute force, right? That's what I'm saying. Look, because the argument is like, do the number of troops amount to anything in a modern war? And I think yeah, you could easily influence a lot of things. You can cause a lot of harm
I don't see
by.
I really don't see any like I don't get it. I don't get why it's so such a good strategy in your perspective.
No, well, you can't see why 100,000 people coming across the border with one like goal. Like let's say they're all part of the army, right? And then they're like, hey, like we obviously just can't send a boat full of you guys with guns, so we're just gonna send you guys as like people just fleeing China. And then once you're inside the country, like there's like a lot of different things you could do, like committing crimes, like committing robberies, a lot of things to destabilize the country from within.
Like robbing local businesses, like I don't get it. What are they
Yeah.
robbing that would that's it?
What do you
First,
mean that's it?
just to
That's
get across the border, like what? They have to I mean, yeah, like I don't think Chinese immigrants, I really like
no.
the
I think
uh-huh.
you're stuck on this whole like defending illegal immigrants thing, we're not even talking about illegal immigrants here. We're just talking about a massive group of people coming into a country. Like,
No,
that's it.
if they so first, I don't think they could send 100,000 people quickly legally into this country.
Yeah, they can't do it legally, but if
No,
they just
no. So tell me, okay, so if you're China, tell me exactly what you're doing. So you're the 100,000 people you send here, they're coming
Mhm.
here illegally. So how? Just tell me first how they get here.
just send them on a boat
On
or
a
on a
boat,
plane.
on a
On
plane,
a
a
plane.
100,000,
Yeah.
like on a Delta flight,
Yeah,
on a
there's
commercial
literally
airline.
yeah, there's flights literally every single day.
Sure. So let's say you can send 1,000 on a plane, 1,000, but then they got to come here on visas, like on travel visas.
They don't have to.
So how do they come here? So but once they
Or
get here,
they
uh-huh.
fly to Mexico. I mean,
Okay.
because we talked about this last time
And they cross
about
the
the
border. So they're coming here
yeah.
illegally with no status.
Hmm.
So if let's say 100,000 people, how fast could you get them in here illegally crossing the border? A year. Let's say I don't even think a year is possible.
No, I think we I think we saw that within a year they did right
Who?
when we were looking at the stats last time.
No,
I think
but
it's definitely possible for in a year. I mean, there's millions of people that cross the border within a year's time frame.
millions in a year? Anyway, okay, let's
Yeah.
so fine. 100,000 people, they jump a fence into our country. Okay.
Uh huh.
Then what? What's the plan after that?
Okay, so I mean, what is their goal? If their goal is to topple
Sure,
like
destabilize
America,
America. Uh-huh.
yeah, then they can do things like they can like the simplest thing, right? They can rush like a ship port, like an ocean port. 100,000 people that's going into an ocean port and taking over. They could do that easily, and then like Chinese boats come in. Something as simple as that.
I don't, but I think they'll get shot up and like the conflict would be over in a
You
day.
think the country will shoot up 100,000 Chinese people who they're not even sure are like they're because they're not wearing Chinese uniform, right? They came in as illegals. You think
Well, I think they'll
that's
get
gonna be
overpowered very quickly. Yeah, sure, 100,000 people is a lot of people, but the National Guard would come in. I think they'd be overpowered within a week.
no, it doesn't matter if it's like if they succeed for like 2 days, right? That's a huge disruption to like ocean commerce, a huge disruption to
What?
our
So 100,000 people, they get sent to disrupt one port for
you
two
know
days?
there's like
Uh-huh.
I think there's 3 ports in America that do something crazy like 70% of imports. Like the one time where they had strikes in LA, you remember the port of LA that caused supply chain issues in the entire country for months. Do you remember this? And it was just that was just literally one port, and boats were like congested. They couldn't get products in.
But that,
Yeah,
okay, but that's a minor inconvenience for a little while. Like, how does that destabilize our country?
no,
And
no, that's like the simplest thing, right?
but
Because
that's
you're
the
saying that it
uh-huh.
makes no sense at
That
all.
makes no sense. Okay, that's a horrible
Why does
return
that?
on your investment because
What's
for
the investment that they
a
made?
100,000 people you send over here are going to
Yeah,
get
what's the?
imprisoned very quickly to what's it called? Like to annoy America for a little while. It doesn't do anything.
I
Tell
think I think
uh-huh.
I don't think you are thinking of how big of an impact, like economic impact, like those things in series can cause. Because I'm not saying that that's the only goal that they would have. Like, because they do that and they get taken to jail. Do you think they're gonna stay in jail forever?
Yeah.
No, you don't go to jail for life
An
for
illegal immigrant
disrupting.
an illegal
Uh-huh.
immigrant's going to go to an ICE detention center and then be processed to be deported,
Yeah,
especially if
I mean,
you're a
if that's what
spy.
happens,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think that's gonna happen for 100,000 people.
Well, they're just gonna be like, okay, you guys can just go into America without
No,
status,
yeah, that's literally happening now.
huh?
That's happening now.
I'm not sure that's happening right now. What do you
People
mean?
are. people are entering the country without status.
No, not after they get detained.
So well, your
So,
assumption is
uh-huh.
that every single one of them would be caught, right? If they did something crazy like that. What I'm saying is, I don't think they're all gonna get caught.
Sure, they're
Sure,
not
some
all
people
gonna
might
get
get caught.
caught, but I still don't understand the impact that this will have. Like,
And then
it's a, uh-huh.
and then they go purchase illegal arms and they start killing local law enforcement, or they go to the local like government and they start shooting people. There's like a lot of like crazy things in a war scenario that like just being present can give you access to doing, right?
I mean, I think, but again, okay, so they create chaos for a little while. I don't think it's like a long-term strategy to have like meaningful effect on anything.
No, but that's not the only thing they would do if it was a war situation. I'm just saying that having a lot of people at your disposal to do things like that could be of value.
Okay, that's
Like,
where we
why wouldn't you
disagree.
do it?
I think the value is the return on investment. The value is so it's minuscule. It's like negligible.
Okay.
Yeah. That make
All right.
yeah, that's it. I don't I really I don't that yeah, that's a horrible strategy. 100,000 people, and then you have to coordinate with like you have to. How are they going to even coordinate with one another when they're like illegally there?
They can bring phones.
They're all going to bring phones over. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Like
What do you mean?
this strategy is so broken. Okay,
Wait, hold
everybody
on.
take a
Why
phone and
is
a
that? Why is
charger,
that weird?
and then this is
Yeah,
how we're
bro.
going to
Like,
coordinate over. Uh-huh.
yeah. Wait, literally everybody in the world right now has a phone.
What I think that the reason why this hasn't happened is because it's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest thing. I can't believe this is
Okay.
a viable thing in your brain.
No,
Sorry. Uh-huh.
I just don't understand. I'm not saying that this is what they would do.
Hmm.
Okay. I keep going back to if you have just a ton of people at your disposal. And I think you're stuck in this whole like defending illegal immigration thing.
No,
But
it's not at all.
that's not what we're talking about
I
at
don't
all.
care about
Okay.
that at all. That has nothing to do with it. People coming here illegally, 100,000 people, like I don't think it's worthwhile. It's not a good strategy. It makes no sense. Like
It's infiltration.
uh,
Why the okay? So if
uh-huh.
you're in an army, right?
Hmm.
If they came here on a boat with guns, is that a better strategy?
Well, I don't know how viable of a option that is. Like, can you send troops on a boat close to American shores? Probably not.
No, I'm saying if they made it onto the shores, right?
Hmm.
Is that a viable strategy? Like sending troops to American soil.
I think no, that might be worse than people sneaking in, or the same. I genuinely can't because I think they would get obliterated right away.
Right, right? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
if they just came, they're wearing like uniforms. Hey, we're
Uh-huh.
gonna come invade. Yeah, they would get obliterated right away. Why? Why would America obliterate them? Because
I think
they
uh-huh.
would be a threat, right?
No, I don't know if they'd be a threat, but I like you don't obliterate them because they're a threat. A threat is like they could harm us. I think
Uh huh.
just because they are uh like just because just because you step on an ant doesn't mean the ants are a threat. Like I think a couple a couple 100,000 people getting close to American shores, that's okay. Maybe it is a technically like by the word it's a threat, but it's an easy threat. You just blow them up and it's over
But so I mean, what's the goal? What's the reason for blowing them up?
because they're coming into our country without permission. With yeah, like
So
as an army.
it's not because we're trying to defend the the country. We're just saying, oh, you're not supposed to be here, so that's why we blow you up, not because they're an invading force.
Not because they're an invading force. I mean, if a military is coming onto our shore without permission, yeah, that is a threat to the country that should be de-escalated
Yeah. Okay. So
and
why is it a
neutralized.
threat?
Why is it a threat? An
Because
army, a foreign army coming onto our shores?
hmm
Well, like, see, again, I think you're trying to connect that with something else, but that plan doesn't make any sense to me. because that's a terrible plan. You won't make it onto our shores.
No, but
Uh,
again,
uh-huh.
once you're on our shores, what is the threat?
Okay,
Because
here's
what
another
you're
thing.
saying
Okay.
is that,
Uh-huh.
uh,
No, let's
no,
okay, no, you can finish first. Go ahead.
sorry. So what I'm trying to like the thing parallel I'm trying to make here is there is obviously a threat of an invading country's forces landing on our shores, right? So we would want to stop that. But if they can do that without the guise of an invading army and they do it sneakily, then I think that's of value. So I don't know why that sounds like such a dumb idea to you.
Okay, let's make your situation actually like possible. Let's say they have some secret technology where 100,000 troops and like 10 boats. Okay, those boats can't be detected by nothing, satellites, radar, nothing. They're completely like stealth. Okay, let's say China sends 100,000 troops that way and they can't be detected. They land on California. Yeah, like the
Mm-hmm.
shores of California. Is that a threat? I mean, it's a thing that we have to deal with, absolutely. But once they get there, I think they get neutralized extremely quickly.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but again,
if
like,
that's what you think, then I think
that's what I
there's
think.
nothing else to talk about. Yeah.
You think they would put up a big fight, just troops with guns coming into the shore of
Like,
California?
what is the obliteration you're thinking that we would nuke them?
I mean, planes would come and bomb all of that, probably. Yeah, we could
So even like so they land right.
attack them
They
with
land on
drones, machine
like Long
guns.
Beach, right?
Like they
They
won't
land
take
on
any space or territory.
sure, but you think it's as easy as we're just gonna blow them up, including our own civilians in residential areas?
I guess it depends. Well, anyway, if they take like civilian space and civilian hostages, that is a consideration, obviously. And we would have to probably politicians. Well, it depends on their goal. What's the goal? Just to because once they get there, I guess we would have to go into talks with China or any whoever is doing that to like what's it called for a treaty, right? The agreement for to stop fighting each other, and then I guess there would be some sort of bargaining. But if the bargaining was unreasonable, then yeah, California would be gone, and that's it's like a collateral damage, and China would be neutralized. The 100,000 troops that get here eventually they would be neutralized if their demands are unreasonable.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I don't think again, this was a side conversation of I
Hmm.
think there is value to having a lot of troops. But while all this is happening, there's probably cyber attacks that are happening. There are things that are happening to hold on. Did you hear that?
A little.
Sorry. One of my kids is yelling. Um, but like cyber attacks, there's going to be things that like weakening of the dollar. That's probably already happening now. There's just other things that are in a modern war that are happening that I
No, I
think,
think that
yeah,
stuff is yeah very scary and threatening. Yeah, 100,000
yeah,
illegal Chinese people coming here to destabilize our country. I don't get that at all. I really don't get it. And it has nothing to do with defending illegal immigrants. That plan just to me, and I think it's okay if we disagree, it doesn't make sense in my head. That
yeah, I
the
agree to
even the
disagree.
army boats coming here, that barely makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What was the thing you wanted to talk about?
I mean, we're gonna talk about sex in Olympic villages, the wild number quantity of like the scary number of people yeah, doing that
I
while they're
I
supposed to be
heard
representing their country.
I heard it was record breaking. They ran out in like the first three
Wait,
days or something
what
crazy
was
like
the
that.
first thing? So that is one thing we can talk. What was the first thing? The first thing was about.
I knew you would forget.
You forgot too.
Yeah, I know. I knew I would forget too.
Well, then you should
That's
have
why I
said, "Hey, we're
wanted.
both gonna forget." If you knew, I didn't know.
I said, "Hey, let's talk about it," and then you said, "No, let's do comments first."
Comments.
Current events.
Current events.
Yeah.
Dang it. should I stop it and just try to re-listen to myself? Is there any way to go back in time?
No, wait, hold on. So we talked about OnlyFans girls.
That is fun.
Remember?
Okay.
Yeah, you wanted to talk about OnlyFans girls.
You know what? Okay. Yeah, we can start with that topic. Oh, and
Mhm.
Pokemon cards. We can talk about Pokemon scalpers. I hate Pokemon card scalpers, by the way. But the first one, do you have a problem with OnlyFans girls?
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know, morally,
Problem?
economically, like socially. Because the people on this podcast, the whatever podcast, the
Uh-huh.
one that I'm thinking of, they basically like bring these OnlyFans girls on, and I've only seen clips, right? I've only seen clips of the podcast,
Mhm.
but basically they like argue them into you're a horrible person, a horrible human, definitely not a Christian, and you're going to hell, and you should change your life. Basically, that's the impression I get. What are your views on the topic?
Hmm.
Now, this is supposed to be light. Let's not get too serious or, Bible or theologically. But some of these ladies are making millions and millions and millions of dollars a year.
No, I think it's socially bad. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, maybe this is the society we live in now, but can you imagine one day having kids and them finding out, oh, my mom used to do this?
I wonder why. Sure, no, okay. It's bad for. Okay, give me a second. Well, okay, so the people who make millions are definitely gonna be like the top 1%, maybe less than the 1% of people who are producing this kind of content, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say 300 million people in America right now. Let's just talk about America. 300 million people in America right now. Let's say half are women. Let's just round down. Let's just keep rounding down. 100 million are ladies over
Mm-hmm.
18. Let's do 25 million. I think that's fair. Let's say there are 25 million adult age 18 above women in America, and then let's say what 1% are doing OnlyFans. Is that fair?
That seems like a lot.
That's a
I
lot.
actually, but I don't know. Maybe it is.
Okay. Let's just. I think 1% is like a fair guess for now, right? 1% of what
Okay.
did I say, 25 million. What is that? 2.5?
No,
Oh,
250.
250.
Yeah.
250 because two zeros, right? 2.5, 200. Okay, so
Yeah.
250,000. I think that's well, if it's more than that, that's insane, right? Just Americans. But okay, let's
I
say
mean,
there are two. Huh?
even that number is insane.
That's insane.
250,000 people
Out of
who are
three, four
doing.
hundred million people in America, that's
I mean,
um,
maybe.
I mean,
I, well,
250,000 people is a lot of people. Yeah, I agree. If
yeah.
that was, if China was sending 250,000 people in here, yeah, sure, that's crazy. But, okay, let's say 250,000 ladies, adult ladies, are creating content, but
Hmm.
only like, what's 1% again? 25,000?
Yep.
No,
250,000.
no, well, 1% of 250,000.
Oh, 1%. Oh, that's
25,
2,500.
2,500. Oh, so only 2,500 women on OnlyFans are making $1 million plus, probably, right?
Okay.
And then I'm sure the vast majority are making, I don't know, less than 100K for sure. Maybe like 50 to 100, probably less. Some of them, only like $100 a month. Because if you stream on Twitch, there are people who make like, $10 a month, right?
Hmm.
So, just to kind of think about the entire population, the demographic of people, that's what it looks like. What point am I trying to make? I mean, just to talk about it. So you think there are social problems with it? Because, uh, so my first question was, why are ladies choosing to basically like? Because once you put it out there, it's out there forever. You can't ever get rid of it. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're really like choosing this specific kind of lifestyle because I would assume actually I think they're nurses during the day and OnlyFans models on the other days. Because I
Okay.
think some employers don't care.
Hmm.
So maybe it doesn't hurt your employability for some professions. I'm sure there
I
are
mean,
some. Yeah.
for that profession, for that particular job, but you don't know about like future jobs you might want.
But I would assume most and it's yeah, most I mean you're closing many significant doors in your life by doing this forever
Hmm.
probably.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I don't think you. Like, could you get a like a security clearance? I don't know. I really don't know how it works. But anyway, okay. Why are these ladies? Why do they think? So there's two choices: to do it or not to do it. To live a regular life or go do OnlyFans. What is the incentive to go do OnlyFans? Is it economic reasons? Like you think you have is it like trying to win the lottery? Is that the thought process and people who decide to do that, you think?
It must be.
That's it? Just
Yeah,
the hope that I might hit the lottery.
I think so.
But you're so like this isn't buying a lottery ticket, no sacrifice at all. But starting an OnlyFans page, you're really like yeah, you're foregoing a lot of normal avenues in life. Like you're closing yourself off to a lot of opportunities. There has to be like a level of my life there aren't any opportunities, and for me this seems like the most viable way for me to make a lot of money. Is that fair?
Mm. Hmm.
Right? because
Hmm.
because I'm gonna assume, well, I'm not, see, I don't want to like kind of what's it called, like cast aspersions on these entire, because sex work, I don't know, there are a lot of like liberal opinions. Sex work is just work, you know. Like there are, and I think they can argue, I mean, it is the oldest profession, right? But is it only because your life you couldn't make anything else of it is why you turning to do this thing? Like, is there? But I'm sure there are ladies who are in college, getting good degrees at good colleges, right? They don't have any economic like they don't have any money problems. Who are also choosing to do this? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I, so, but you're talking about it as if it's um, like it's the only way to make money.
I'm trying to put my first, before we talk about it, I'm trying to put
Oh.
myself in their headspace so I can kind of, like understand why they make these choices. So if I was a lady and I was 18, what would
Hmm.
push me? Maybe we should talk about that. Like if you're an 18-year-old lady, what would make you go do this? Like what are
Make
some of the
money.
circumstances? I know you're chasing money, but like okay, so but me trying to make that decision, I would have to like have no other options. I don't want to say that because I'm sure there are some ladies with tons of options who could do a lot of things, but they choose to do it anyway. Maybe they just enjoy it, or maybe it feeds some kind of ego in some ladies.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like they're popular on Instagram, but not that popular. And then making certain kind of content makes them more popular and gets them more attention.
Yeah. It's that. I think that's fairly reasonable.
And see, I don't want to. Okay, see, I don't want to. What's it called? Like over simplify entire population, but ladies too.
Hmm.
Generally, let's say generally, is
Hmm.
it fair to say, for them, their self worth comes more from external sources, more so than men? Is that fair?
Uh, sounds like an overgeneralization.
I mean, but it might
Generalization.
be, but like validation and I don't know.
Like it sounds like it's possible, but to say it doesn't sound right. Because I think
Okay.
everyone gets validation externally.
But like, I think there are more pressures for women, external pressures for women. Huh? Is that fair? Because I mean, see, this is so hard because I don't know what it's like to be a lady, and I've gotten to a certain like
Uh,
age where I don't care about anything.
yeah,
So
I don't know. I think we're complicating this. Like why?
overcomplicating it,
Yeah,
that
just
they just
is
want
it?
money.
Yeah,
But there are ladies who get almost no money out of this, I assume, and they've ruined their lives
yeah. But then it's an
even more.
attempt. It's not
It's
like
an attempt.
I don't think anyone starts it thinking I'm gonna make zero money and I'm fine.
So okay. I think the point I'm trying to make, the only, if I was a lady and I did this, the only
Hmm.
reason I would do it is, okay. So again, maybe there are ladies who have a lot of options, and this is the option they chose. But if I had a very like, if I was 18 and I didn't have money for college and I didn't know what to do with my life, I didn't have a support system like a family support system. And if I thought I was kind of cute, then maybe I think, and like I don't know, and nowadays too, people struggle to get like minimum wage paying jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, minimum wage jobs is like tough because if you're making, let's say, like $10 an hour, $10, $15 an hour, even, what is that? And you work, let's say you work 50 hours a week. So $15 times 50 times 50. Oh my gosh. Times 50.
750.
Let's just say times four. So 3,000 after tax, let's say times point 0.8. So $2,400 a month if I'm working $10 to $15 an hour job, working 50 hours a week with overtime. Let's say you're making, a couple $1,000s a month. That's not a good life like anywhere. So if my life was like that and I had no other options, but like, I mean, you could go to college and take loans. Maybe you just have no interest in working. So it's like I think people generally uh, do things with the least resistance. Yes, like the
Mm-hmm.
path of least resistance. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe like I just don't want to work that hard to go to school and get a degree and take out loans and if you have no family support system, like you got to take out a lot of loans and you're struggling. You have to work and go to school. Like that's a lot of work and that's option number one, right? Option number two is create OnlyFans content and maybe I can make similar or more money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's literally it.
So that's you think what the vast majority of OnlyFans creators, like that's the situation, and those are the choices, and they choose. Oh, you know what? I'd rather just go do this instead.
I don't even think that. I think probably it's, hey, like, how do I make money? Oh, I can do this.
It's almost like a what's it called? Like a passive income, not passive, but it's like, well, yeah, put a little bit of effort and make a lot of money possibly.
Yeah.
But again, like you're really like I'm sure like let's say I don't know, I'm sure at least 10% of people who start creating this content, there is some of them who don't make almost any money and they're like, wow, I because their social reputation is like it has to be ruined, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that's the calculus of the whole thing. Is like, am I gonna risk my
Risk reward.
yeah, like I'm gonna risk my social standing so that I don't have to work. Maybe I'll become a millionaire and I don't have to work for the rest of my life. I think that's probably what people are banking on.
Okay, so OnlyFan ladies who don't make a lot of money or don't make a good living, who eventually have to quit, did they make a mistake?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think so? Why? Why? What? To you, why is it a mistake? I know some of them are kind of like obvious reasons, but to you, from your perspective, why?
Like, why is it a mistake that? Because the goal is to make money, and if you failed at that, then it sounds like a mistake.
Well, you know what? Like entrepreneurs, right? Many other entrepreneurs, they have to fail a lot to eventually succeed, and this was their first. OnlyFan ladies who don't succeed in that arena, it was one of their first attempts, and they
Mhm.
didn't make it work, and that's okay.
But
It's okay to
the
fail.
social cost is too high. So if let's think about this, right? Yeah,
Mm,
entrepreneur, the social cost of becoming an entrepreneur is like zero. Like, if you say you're a failed entrepreneur, no one's gonna bat an eye, right?
true.
It depends on what the venture is. If the venture is dogfighting,
Well,
then
that's against the
that's
law.
a huge
Okay.
social cost, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that same vein, I think there's a huge social cost of doing OnlyFans.
Okay, so do you think there? So I know we kind of float around in similar circles, like similar like so church people who I don't know, just regular folks. And
Hmm.
yeah, if you're a church person, if you're part of a church community, especially, and you start going to do OnlyFans, especially like Asian people, holy, like yeah, you can't ever come back to anything ever, probably almost.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. So you know what? Like at my age. I would, of course. highly recommend a lady to not do it because I don't think, especially if they're younger, you're not really thinking of the bigger consequences. Because I think when you're 18 to 25, I don't know, all you're thinking about is like just make money, or you think it's kind of maybe it's appealing to some people, that kind of lifestyle. But anyway, but like I wouldn't care if they did it and failed and stopped doing it. Um, or okay, but a lot of people who are older and are in Asian church communities, yeah, they would actively. I don't think this is right, but I know it would happen. You would be actively shunned aggressively,
Hmm.
and like yeah, you would bring dishonor to your family and parents
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
But
So I
so
mean,
there is
so I
oh
think
the reason I bring that up,
uh,
do you think other people care? Like other communities? Like other yeah kinds
yeah,
of
that
communities
that's what I
in
was
the
gonna say.
cities?
If you're in a community where they don't care, then maybe the social cost isn't that high. So maybe it is just worth doing. But I think the risk is huge, right? Because like your future spouse, like you don't know what they're gonna think about that, and I don't think you can really blame them if they have a negative reaction to what you did in the past. That's in that vein.
Okay, what if it's an OnlyFans? You're not interacting with a man, but you're just,
Hmm.
you know, well, I don't know. Okay, so yeah,
Even then, because it's like I think it's there's something to be said about like the intimacy between a husband and a wife,
sure.
and if it's not like it's like you're literally showing it all to the world, and you can be portraying that what your stance on your body is that like it's not I'm not preserving it for my future spouse, right?
Well, I mean, yes and no. What if there's no physical interactions, like there's no physical boundaries, but yeah, like people see it, but they're not allowed to touch it. So that's kind of special for your
I,
husband.
would you do you go around showing your penis to people?
Well, my it's not very special. I don't think. I mean, and I would go to jail instantly. Like I don't. Wait, is well,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
No,
what I think they're I think it is more
hey,
significant than what you're saying. Huh?
well, yeah, maybe, but the reason I kind of pause is because men and women they're different. If a woman is like naked in public,
Hmm.
are they instantly gonna get like what's it called? Do
I,
they become criminals as sex offenders?
yeah, it's still illegal. I think it's public
Indecency?
indecency. Yeah.
But like I know for sure a man who has his penis out in public for just and there's kids around, instantly you become a pedophile, right? Instantly you get like registered as a sex offender.
Hmm.
Is that the same for women? Like there's a double standard too
No,
though, right?
I'm pretty sure if you're naked around kids,
Ever?
yeah,
Always?
I think so.
But anyway, like it's hard for me to because I don't have body parts that are interesting to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So I can't imagine what it's like to be a lady. Like remember Dave Chappelle says that joke?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
actually I can't even describe it. Like anyway, but a women's body parts are more valued much higher than men's body parts.
Hmm.
So,
No, I think yeah. I mean, but going back to kind of what we're talking about with OnlyFans,
hmm.
I don't think it's worth it. Like the risk is too unknown and too big for your like social like imagine that you find out that your daughter or your son's kindergarten teacher used to do that kind of stuff.
Oh, my kid's teacher used to do that stuff. You know, okay, this is gonna sound, it's not gonna sound good, but maybe there's like a hotness and okayness scale. Like the hotter you are, the more okay people are with it. Hey, I'm being
Uh-huh.
honest.
Yeah, yeah,
If my
go
kid's
for it.
teacher was like really pretty and if she makes a lot of money from it, if she makes no money from it,
Mhm.
and you know that also kind of anyway like has to do with her hotness level.
Hmm.
Like, would I respect it if some my student teacher side hustle was making an extra 100K a year even?
Hmm.
Yes. But wait, does it? Okay, so I guess if it doesn't affect her teaching job, like what if she's a great teacher? Yeah, like you can. It's like a measurable thing. Like if you did a study, compared her class to other classes, and
Hmm.
all the kids in her class, they do significantly better in the third grade or whatever, versus
Yeah.
all the other classes in that school. Would you like really count that against her? The only so if it didn't affect her job, it's only because she would be a bad role model for your students, probably.
Right. So, like, it's in a weird way, it's even worse if she's a great teacher, like a teacher that my kids remember when they're grown up later, and then like when they're in college or whatever, they think back, oh, I had this teacher. Oh, she's huge on OnlyFans. Well, if she can do it and she can remain such a great teacher and great person, then maybe it's okay for me to do too. Like I wouldn't want that type of influence in my.
Okay. So it's because you don't want your kids to do OnlyFans, and that makes sense. That's very understandable. But is doing OnlyFans and or sex work, like, should it have such a social cost to it? But because I think the social
I
cost comes
I
from
think
mostly stigma and morality.
no, I think yes because I think it's damaging to their person as well.
Displaying your body for money.
Well, yeah, and just casually doing stuff like that, I think it takes a toll on you mentally, I
Well,
think,
so
and
I think
emotionally too.
like well, casually just kind of exposing yourself, or like casual like sex.
Both.
Both. So I do think like having lots of what's it called? Casual, lot like having multiple partners and like kind of treating sex like it's not a big deal. I think that is physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the Elise way. Like it hurts you in more ways than you think. But there are, like obvious physical one consequences, and also, I think obvious mental and not spiritual, mental and emotional. Anyway, there's a lot of consequences to having multiple partners and just casually just, going to bed with lots of people. What are you saying? Why am I saying this?
I don't know. What are you saying?
Oh, there are issues but okay, so if your OnlyFans content is like casually sleeping around, I think
Hmm.
that's a bad what's it called? Bad a message to share with anybody, because I don't think it's okay. I really don't think, like, you should be very cautious and very limiting of your sex partners as much as possible, and I think that's better for you in like every health metric that I can think of. But like, is it damaging if you're just showing off your body and making money?
I think the way that it can be damaging is like if there's a lot of people around you who know that you've done that, then I think you can become sort of a prey, and like every
Oh,
interaction with
uh-huh.
a male is like you have to be a little bit cautious. Like there
Sure.
might, like
The expectation.
yeah, there's different expectations that people might have of you.
No,
I
I
think
agree.
I
Okay, let's go one point at a time. That I agree with, but that's unfair to put that like responsibility on a lady just because you're taking off your clothes in front of a camera. It shouldn't. I mean, yes, like that's a very big possibility. I think because like your life could become more dangerous because of scaring men.
mhm.
But that's unfair for you to have to deal with those consequences. Because are they really your fault? Are you really responsible for a crazy person?
No, that's
Okay.
true. That's true. But again, it's one of those you can live in a ideal world and pretend everything is ideal, or you can live in the real world, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Sure.
and I think in the real world, there are
Your life could more dangerous.
yeah, there's a cause and effect. I mean, there's action and then there's reaction, and I think it's
Hmm.
wise to know what the reaction to your actions are going to be. You can have a different idea of what the ideal reaction should be, but I think that that's kind of being naive if that's what you
Okay.
think is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. To the point where like rape victims get blamed because of the what they wear and how they act. Like if you're flirty and you wear kind of like kind of showy off clothes, I think there have been times when they've been blamed almost for being a victim. But so I don't want to do any kind of victim blaming, and I think we're kind of almost adjacent to it. But I think the social part where like their reputations are ruined and people will shun them, and I is that
So
fair?
no, I
Uh,
think so. I think this is the difference.
yeah.
Like if you're raped and you get socially shunned, I think that's something wrong with the community that
No,
did
no,
it.
no, 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 no.
Okay, okay,
Wait, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying. If that's
okay,
what
okay.
if it sounded like what I said, no, you shouldn't get shunned because you're
Yeah,
raped.
okay. But
Uh, yeah.
if you're socially shunned because of a choice that you made, knowing that that could be the outcome, I mean, who again, you kind of have to there I think there I can name a lot of things that you should be able to do, but there's consequences, right? Like I think one of the things I think is if you get raped, I think you should be legally allowed to kill the person who raped you.
Whoa. Okay.
Like if somebody like raped a family member of mine, I should have the legal okay to go kill that guy.
Very interesting.
That's
Okay.
that's what I think, right?
Okay.
But
Uh-huh.
and I think there would be a lot of people who agree with that,
Hmm.
right? Did you see that video? There's an old video of a guy who got convicted of I think I don't know if he got convicted, what the situation was, but he was like in handcuffs and he was walking by and there was a guy at a payphone. He turns around and shoots him in the head, and that was the
Yeah.
father of like the person who got sexually assaulted. Like,
Yeah.
and I think like there's something that went viral because there's something that resonates like with people. Like there's a sense of justice, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I agree.
So
I
I
agree.
think there's probably a wide group of people who think that that should be okay. But is that the case? No. So I'm not gonna like do that and then assume and then say, well, it should be fair that I should be allowed to do this. So society, fix yourself and you know let
Well,
me do
okay,
this thing.
do you think a lot of people, I mean, I think there is a age, like the older you are, I think you'd be more not okay with it.
Mhm.
But um um one do like most people who are like even millennials, right? Millennials and younger, do they actually think this is like a big deal? Like no, you shouldn't do it and it should be against the law, like that kind of extreme reaction to it? So do a lot of people actually think it's a big deal? And the question, should we make such a big deal out of it?
Out of wait, are we talking about what are we talking about?
Becoming an OnlyFans person.
No, I think we should make a big deal out of it. I don't think people make a big deal out of it. To
Mm,
answer your questions, I think it's just kind of whatever. But I do think it's not one of those things that presents itself immediately, like the detriments of it. I think it takes time for
oh, sure.
that kind of
Oh,
baggage to kind of come out and be
because you
harmful.
can't, it's like a consent thing. You don't actually know what like you don't know the full consequences. You can't consent if you don't know the full consequences of something, I think.
Yeah, can you imagine you do it when you're 18 and then you're like, ah, this wasn't worth it, and then you delete everything and you're living your life, but then like some creep out there saves some photos and like you come across a group of people who like have seen you all naked. Like
Uh-huh.
that's got to be hugely detrimental to your mental health,
True.
all right? And you just never know when you're gonna live in anxiety the rest of your life because you never know when it's gonna come back up and yeah, all those things. So I think that's why yeah, anything you do online that's not really meant to be for the general public, I think is something you shouldn't do.
I wonder what the what the realities of sex work actually is nowadays. Because I saw a segment by John Oliver, and he was arguing that we should legalize it. Basically because like there's people who do it, and because we don't legalize it, they're doing it dangerously and like illegally, and I don't know, something like that.
I
But
I don't really like that argument. Like, hey,
that
there's people
argument,
doing it anyways, so let's make it legal to make it safer.
well, I can't remember all the points, but I mean,
Mhm.
obviously John Oliver makes a lot of good points generally when he's trying to argue something.
Mhm.
But
Dude,
Yeah,
You kind of give off John Oliver vibes.
because of my face and my nose
Is it? I don't know. There's
and
something about you
glasses.
that
Wait,
there's
you
something.
don't like John Oliver? I like John Oliver.
Wait, why do you assume that I don't like him?
Because you don't like most of the things that I say. So,
No,
uh,
no, I like John Oliver.
oh, good, good.
Yeah,
Wait, what is your point though? Why do I seem similar to that person?
there. I don't know. I just
Oh, kind of
realized
liberal? Yeah, a little liberal, and I look kind of similar. I mean,
maybe
look,
you do look kind of similar.
aesthetically,
Yeah.
that's not a vibe I'm going for, but
Oh well.
he's successful. Oh, but he's really tall too. Like he's giant.
Oh
And
really?
yeah, he's like a good, nice, fun guy though. Yeah, if that's the vibe, the good, nice, fun part, yeah, I'm okay with that. But the realities of sex work nowadays, what's that got to do with what we're talking about, bro? We need to do this first thing in the morning, maybe. But
No,
but
I
the reason I bring that
yeah.
up is because oh, you know what? Like, so he argues it should be legal, and I
Hmm.
think I agreed with most of the points he said. But I'm not. I mean, like some people, I don't know if they have no other option, or maybe this is the best they can do, like to make the most amount of money. And you know what? If like in a like if you're a capitalist, then well, illegal drugs, but it's your
No,
own body.
yeah.
I guess being a drug dealer is different from being a sex dealer. Yeah,
But
because it's the consequences are your own body.
yeah, but then it's yeah. It's just it feels it's
Oh,
similar
real quick,
to
real quick.
buying.
I
Okay, go ahead.
real quick. I don't like industries where we like the main clientele or well. So again, the reason I say that because I assume only creepy men like weirdos are paying for sex, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there are like respectable businessmen who are also doing that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Okay.
you probably again it. So I think you should limit your sex partners, and if you're paying for sex, you're probably doing it all the time, which is not a good thing mentally, physically, and it exploits women mostly. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of that either, even though, if there are women who this is the best they can do with their lives and this is honest days work for them. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be like we should illegalize it because it punishes women who are doing it freely and want to do it, right? Oh wait, my head hurts because I'm going back and forth a little bit. But all right, you talk for a little bit. Give me
No,
a second. I don't
I
know.
think
Yeah.
like the whole idea of punishing people who want to do it. I mean, I think there has to be certain moral guidelines in the laws that we create and the laws that we pass. I don't think it can be purely based on like majority
But
thinks
who
it's
does it
okay.
hurt? Who is it hurting? Like making it illegal or like shunning these people socially?
The
Like
person,
what
the
well
person.
it like it helps them.
Well, yeah, if it hurts them, I think to engage in like selling your body.
What if it's one of the best things they can do to make the most amount of money? I mean, as a capitalist, isn't that what we're all trying to do?
I mean, okay, let's say that like I have a very particular skill, like where I can amputate arms really well, and there are some people out there who really like who want that. Should I be given a license to amputate people who are willing? Because who am I hurting, right? And that's the best way I can make money.
As a capitalist, yeah, go ahead. If
I
you're doing
think,
it safely, but yeah, and you have a high if there's a high demand for you.
yeah, but can't you see the ripple effect of harm that does to the people when they realize, oh shit, I shouldn't have cut my arm off, like years down the line?
Are they 18? Well, even eight. Maybe
Yeah,
there
even
we should.
18, even
Maybe we should have.
25-year-olds.
Oh, there should be regulations. Like it should be regulated. It shouldn't be like yeah. There shouldn't be no laws about it at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I
Maybe
think
like
again, I think there are certain moral laws, like moral lines that I don't think should be crossed. And I think sex is one of them.
to save people from themselves.
Kind of, but also to um
Oh, participating in debauchery probably makes a society crumble.
yeah, the fabric of society I think decays a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think we like as a collective, we need to do things to protect against that.
So I think OnlyFans hurts a lot of people. It could hurt the girl producing the content, but it also like makes a lot of men like isolated and weird. But is that their fault?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you
Okay.
so much for listening. Tune in
Uh
next time.
okay.
Bye.